Hello, y'all. I think it's officially my first time to. Oh, I think I posted multiple times. It's not my first time. What was I thinking about? Anyway, welcome back to the next video, y'all. I think I'm going to be posting this on my YouTube channel. So I came back to Korea. As you guys see, you're looking at normal me, sitting down at an ordinary chair that I used to sit down and talk to you before, right? This is pretty this is pretty a thing that you are very used to, isn't it? Well, anyway, I was studying Chinese. I study Chinese almost every day. I try to do it. I have some Chinese friends, and I have my best Chinese friend in Nanning, in a city called Nanning, Guangxi. I went there for the first time um last time I went on a trip, it was like last week. I went to i went to China. So I entered the Chinese border from Vietnam on August 9th. I had to take a bus, which was an international bus, um departed from Hanoi, and it went all the way and across the border. No, we didn't actually cross the border on the same bus. We had to change the bus. So when we got to the border, we had to get off the bus and we had to get on a golf cart kind of thing, which is not a real car, which has the door, very safe, doesn't have anything like that. It's really dangerous, but it was fun at the same time. If I have any chance, I will be posting uh, me filming me filming a video on that vehicle kind of thing. If I have, let me look it up. If I still have the video of that one or not. You know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, we had to change the bus because like same bus and the same driver cannot cross the border to go to a different country. You know what I'm saying? So we had to change the vehicle around the border. So here's what it is. We got to the border at around 4 5. Damn, I don't remember. What time did I get to the border? Anyway, I took a bus at 9:30 in the morning in Hanoi, and it took quite a long while to get to the border area because the condition of the road in Vietnamese side is not really good. I think it's designed for the motorbike drivers, not really for the bus drivers, who has to drive a large vehicle, large as buses. Bus. So we took a coach. Obviously, in Chinese we say 大巴车. Well, who is she? I just got a message from somebody that I know. But anyway, I will keep talking. Um, I went to. Oh, wait a second. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it took some time for me to like. It took a really long while. I personally consider that to be kind of like a long while. It was never a short time. It didn't take a short time to get to the border from Hanoi, even though Hanoi is still the capital city, which is the most developed, most well developed in Hanoi and in all Vietnam. I don't know what I'm saying, but in all Vietnam, and uh, it's located in the north part compared to other city, which is also very famous for tourist attractions. Uh, Da Nang, Hoi An. Well, those are the two cities that I know, and I newly learned that there is also a city named Halong, which is in the Guangxi province in Vietnam. I also went there this time. So, first of all, I landed in Hanoi at around 10:40 some 10:40 around around that spectrum a.m. And so in the morning local time it was in the India China time. I don't know how to describe that in English, but in Korea we say Indo-China. Anyway, it was 10:40 some minutes, 10:40, 10:45 around there, 10:45 a.m. local time in Hanoi. So uh, I had to withdraw the cash because my plan before actually like landing in Hanoi, my plan was to take a bus because like when I was searching for a lot of things on Google or when I was surfing the internet, I learned that well, I mean, it's a common sense for you guys to know that taking a bus is obviously a cheaper thing to do rather than taking a taxi, right? Wherever you are. If you're not a dumbest, if we are not a dumbest, then we all know it. That taxi costs way much more than taking a bus. Dude, you know it. So, anyway, I was planning to take a bus. So, to take a bus in Vietnam, no card works. I mean, I think there would be a card that the local people use when they have to get on the bus to go to somewhere. But for me, I'm a foreigner in Vietnam, right? When I was in Vietnam, I'm a foreigner. I'm not a Vietnamese citizen. I don't have a Vietnamese citizenship card or ID card, mail. What am I saying? All of a sudden, I almost started speaking Chinese, yo. Anyway, uh, I don't have the ID card, no identification. The only thing that I have that also works as a ID card when you go on a trip to abroad, when you travel abroad in a new country that you've never visited before, or even a country that you've also visited before. But when you go on a trip to other country, which is not your own country, which is not your own nation, which is not your own nation, you need a passport, right? Right? If you're going overseas to other country, you need a passport. That's right, right? You guys know that. Even if the person or people who've never been on a trip to other countries know the fact that you need a passport to get into a country which is not your own country. Oh, even when you're entering your own country, you need a passport. Like for example, if you are a person who is living in the United States of America, but your nationality is not it. It's not you don't have the United States. You only have the U.S. green card or anything like a visa, like a F2 visa. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know things about like that. Uh, but anyway, if you are a permanent resident in America and you want to visit your family who are living in Korea, then you obviously take a plane, right? I mean, you don't really take a ship or boat. Normally, you don't really take it. I mean, you can take it if you have some decent crazy amount of money, but it's not the very first optional choice, right? So we take an airplane and we get to the airport in South Korea. And when you're getting out of the country that you're living in, so the United States of America, you also need a passport to get on a flight. And also when you want to buy the flight ticket, you need a passport. And when you got to Korea, which is actually your own national nation, you also need a passport, even though it's your nation. You were born and raised in Korea, in whatever city. Let's say Seoul, because Seoul is the most popular and most famous city in Korea, in South Korea. I mean, oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. We are being on a little bit of tangent right now. But anyway, let me keep saying, dude, it's gonna take me a long time to explain all of my journey, but it's gonna be so much fun. So I will keep doing it, guys. Don't worry. Uh so yeah, passport. Now you know it, right? Okay, then let's move on. When I got to the border, I have my passport in my bag. In my bag, I have my passport in my bag, and I told you, I told you that I took a little weird looking vehicle that I've never seen before, which looks like a golf cart to get to the Chinese border side from the Vietnamese border side, right? We did that. Oh no, it was actually like a we actually got off the bus at the bus terminal near the border, which was really close from the border, and we took a golf cart looking kind of like a vehicle, and we went all the way over to the border area to get out of Vietnam and enter China. Do you understand? I hope you, I believe that you understand like more than 80%. Almost totally got it. And yeah, so I needed a passport. I obviously needed a passport to get out of Vietnam, and yeah, it was pretty easy. It was pretty easy actually. I will also share the video of me getting out of Vietnam. It was pretty easy for me to do it, but you guys all know that I'm Korean. I'm South Korean. I'm a South Korean passport holder. Uh, it was easy for me to get out of Vietnam, it but when it comes to entering China, it was not really that easy. It was not a very easy thing uh for me because I didn't write any pre-arrival card for China, like a China arrival cards for foreigners. I'm not a Chinese citizen. I'm not a Chinese mainlander. I think like if you're also from China, but a different, not from the mainland part of China. You know what I'm saying? Like from Hong Kong, Macau, or even if you consider Taiwan to be one of the Chinese part, then okay, maybe Taiwan. But I'm not gonna discuss that. I'm not gonna discuss this right now. But foreigners and the people who are not mainlanders need to write something like a arrival card. And at that time, even though even though I bought some eSIM for China, like when I was in Korea, when I was planning for my trip, actually, I bought it like beforehand, but it didn't work somehow immediately when I got to the Chinese border. When I was trying to enter to China, you know, to write the pre-arrival card, I needed my widget. Thanks to God, I had my widget. I have my widget because I have some Chinese friends, so I have widget. So I think everything was going pretty easy so far, but internet was not working. So that took me like almost 30 to 40 minutes to actually get the arrival card done, like 100% done. And one of the good thing is that uh one of my one of my Chinese friends who's from Zhejiang, Zhejiang province in China, that I met when I was waiting for the bus in Hanoi to go to China border. She helped me. She helped me. She waited for me. She translated for me, even though I speak some broken Chinese. Yeah, she helped me a lot. Yeah. I mean, I can speak some Chinese. You guys all know that. But, like, I don't really tend to speak Chinese. Right now, yeah, I really, right now, if I go back to China, like, if I have to check in, I have to give my passport to the border patrol, and I have to let them check my face, and the face that is on my passport is 100%, 100% same or not. If they have to check those kind of things, when they need to do it, I will speak them some Chinese. I will speak Chinese to them. But I was really worried. I was really worried when I was entering China, mainland China, and it was actually my very first time to enter mainland China officially. And I already had an experience. I already had an experience like, I'm getting ahead of I'm getting ahead of myself. So when I got to uh, hold on one second. Oh, what is this? I dropped my card here. Ah. So anyway, it took me like 30 some minutes to get the cards all 100% done. And at that time, I didn't really tend to speak Chinese to the border patrol because I was really worried. Like, what if they don't really understand? I was thinking like, what if they don't understand me like 100%? And what if I speak some broken Chinese and they think I'm a weird person who's trying to enter China and do some criminal stuff in mainland China? I was thinking some really weird things which is never going to happen to me. And I don't really recommend you to do the same mistakes as me. Don't do it. Everything's gonna be fine, so just do it. Just do it. If you can speak Chinese, then do it. They're gonna they're gonna they're gonna like you more if they if you speak their own language to them. So like when I was entering China from Vietnam, um, thanks to God, the border patrol who were dealing with my tasks or who were doing my work. I don't know how to explain that. The border patrol who was checking my passport and my information. She could speak some great English, and her pronunciation was good enough for me to understand her. Yeah, so everything was so pretty easy. I didn't speak some Chinese. I didn't speak Chinese to her at all. Everything in English. I mean, she spoke English first to me, and I answered and I explained some of the things. Which city I'm going to visit in China, which hotel I'm going to be staying in. Not very in detail, but I just told her something about which region I'm going to be staying in. And I actually entered. I felt really, uh, how do you say when you're not anxious? When you're not anxious, what is the word for that? I forgot. Come on. So how do you say real how do you say how to say when you're not anxious? What is a word for describing when you are not anxious? Calm. Yeah, I was calm. This is not right. There was something. There was some other. There was some another word for this. Yeah, carefree, unworried, and unconcerned. I was not. I was unconcerned. I was not concerned after I actually entered China. When I entered China, I had to pass through like a little giant gate kind of thing, which has some Chinese characters on the top of it. It was 有一关, 有一关, 有一 pass. In English, you can say 有一 pass. If you actually like pass through the gate, the whole of the gate, then you are officially entering China from Vietnam. So it means a lot. I actually have the video for this, so I will be posting. I will be sharing you guys to see me actually passing through that gate. It was really awesome. It was really one of the most awesome experiences I've ever experienced in my entire life. I cannot forget this until I die. And it was my very first solo trip ever to go abroad. So like when I entered China, like it started raining. Damn it. So the where Yoi Pass is located in the city, which has the Yoi Pass, the city in which Yoi Pass is located is Pingxiang. It's not Ping. Oh wait, is it Pingxiang? Pingxiang. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Is it Pingxiang? It's Pingxiang. It's Pingxiang. So where Yoi Guan is located in is actually Pingxiang City. It's a small city compared to other city in Guangxi, and I loved it. I really loved the moment of me passing through the gate of Yoi Guan. And then, like I told you, it started raining, right? It started raining. It started to rain really, really heavily, so heavily, and the wind was crazy when I was passing through the Yoi Guan to enter China officially. And I actually had to wait for like almost 20 minutes uh, for the car to come, actually, for the bus or whatever, the limousine is. I had to wait for the limousine or bus or whatever it is called to come to the point where I was going to uh, take it to go to Nanning. So Nanning, I think Nanning is like 2 hours away if you take a bus from Pingshan to Nanning. So Nanning is a city, basically. It's a city. It's the biggest city in Guangxi province. Guangxi. It's Guangxi Zhuang Auto Autonomous Region. It's Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region in English. So, uh, so Nanning is basically the city. The It's a capital city of Guangxi. Obviously, the biggest city in Guangxi. It was around like it took it took around almost 2 hours, 2 hours, slightly longer than 2 hours to get to Nanning from Pingshan. It took a long time, right? And when I got to Nanning, it was around almost 7 p.m. Almost 7 p. 6:30 to 7, I guess. 6:30 to 7 p.m. And since I don't have any mainland Chinese version of any map app kind of thing, app site, map website. Oh, what am I saying? Map website. I had to. I only had the Google Map. Well, I also have the A Map, which is a mainland Chinese version of a map app, but I didn't really use it for the most part. I only used that app when I had to take a subway in Nanning. And so yeah, I took it. I I took the bus, and when I got to Nanning City, it was almost 6:30 to 7 p.m. and um the driver really didn't he couldn't read some English. So when I showed my hotel's address to him, he couldn't really find out. He couldn't really find out the exact address of that hotel. So he couldn't really like let me down right in front of the hotel. So I had to walk around like 30 to 40 minutes. Walk another 30 to 40 minutes to get to the hotel side from the point where I actually got off from the car. But he was really good. When I was on my way to Nanning from Pingshan, I mean, I didn't really like chat with her. I chat with him. I'm sorry, guys. It was not my intention to change his gender from a guy to girl. He was a man. He was a mid-aged man. He seemed to be like older than 50 at least. Almost 60, I guess. But he was really good. Um he spoke some Cantonese too. I think maybe Cantonese is one of his mother languages. It was just really good. One of the passengers was Cantonese speakers, so the driver who was right next to me spoke Cantonese to him. And when I was on my way, like I said, to Nanning, I asked if the language that you were speaking to talk to him who just got off the car was Cantonese or not. And he said yes. And then, and then I said like, oh, okay. And then when he heard that, uh, he asked me if I can actually hear and if I understand Cantonese. And then I say no, I can't. I cannot understand. I cannot understand Cantonese. I cannot understand any of Cantonese. The only thing that I know is I'm going from Hong Kong. That's excuse me. That's how you say excuse me in Hong Kong. And so I cannot understand Cantonese. I told him, and then he asked me, then how do I know? He asked me, how do I know that the language that him himself, the driver, and and the person who just got off the bus using, if the language that they were speaking in was Cantonese, he asked me how I recognized that the language that they were speaking to each other was Cantonese. And then I said, "Oh, sir, I've been to Hong Kong this February 2026, and also Macau, sir." And then he said, "Oh, then that makes sense." As if he were like, "Oh, now it makes sense." Yeah, it went like that. And then we were like speechless for about 30 minutes after that. And then I was like starting to look at my phone again to see my hotel address. And then he actually told me um to like show me the phone to show him my hotel address, which is on my Google map, even though he don't read some English characters. That's one of the points uh, where I thought that he is really very kind human being as an individual. So he dropped me off, and he also helped me taking the taking my luggages of the car, of the back of the car, back side of the car, which has the trunk. And I got my suitcase, I got my backpack, and I went all over to my hotel in Nanning. It was really good. It was really a very nice journey. I actually met some white people who are studying in Guangxi University. We talked for about 10 minutes, and then I kept walking all over to my hotel. Hotel was actually pretty good. Like the hotel where I stayed in Hanoi, it was awful. But I had to pay like 20,000 Korean won, and I had to pay the same price to stay at the hotel that I stayed in when I was in Nanning, China. It was also around like 25,000 won, slightly expensive than the hotel that I stayed when I was in Hanoi, but much higher quality, much better quality. You can never compare. I will just tell you from now on. No, I really want to tell you. If I cannot do it, but like I'm just joking. Keep that in mind, guys. That I'm joking. I'm joking at all. I want to say that it's illegal from now on for you to compare a hotel or whatever. Don't actually compare something in Vietnam to China. It's illegal from now on. You should go to jail if you do it. So, yeah, it took me around like another 30 to 40 minutes to walk all over to my hotel, and it was really good. Even though it was so cheap, it was almost cheap as the hotel, as the price of the hotel that I stayed when I was in Hanoi. Yeah, the pretty much it was pretty much the same price as the hotel that I stayed until my last day of Hanoi, in Hanoi. So August 8th. And then the first food that I've happened to try was a food called 螺蛳粉, which is a very special food that you can only try in Guangxi province in China. Guangxi, Guangxi Zhuang autonomous region in mainland China. Autonomous region in mainland China. Guangxi Zhuang autonomous region in mainland China. Okay, now I know how to say that. I just need a little bit of practice. And how I got to know that food was pretty simple. When I got to my hotel, um, I just asked, I just asked the person who's working at the front desk if there is something eatable here, because I've never eaten anything since I took my bus at 9:30 in the morning when I was in Hanoi. So I was really hungry. I didn't eat anything since I ate the last meal, and like on that day, and it was around like 7:30 to 8 p.m. and she recommended me 螺蛳粉, but I don't know where it is. I don't know. Like there are like tons of restaurants around that hotel, but I don't know which hotel sells customers to eat some 螺蛳粉. And I can speak Chinese, but I'm not a good reader. I cannot read the Chinese characters that much. So I went out, like I just asked like nearly every random people that I saw on the on my way. It's like on the pedestrian when I was walking the pedestrian. I just asked almost every person I met, where which restaurant sells some loso fun for me to eat for the first time. And first person that I asked where they have some loso fun place. She didn't really know it. But the second person who was around like who was a guy who was an old man who seems to be around having his nice 60s just escorted me. He just came with me to the place even though he was not going to eat together with me. He was really kind. And I got there and I bought some very cheap noodles, but a crazy amount of food. It was only around like 2,000 Korean won, y'all. 2,000 Korean y'all, which means, let me check how much it is in US dollars. It's only $1.4. But it's a big sized noodles with crazy amount of soup inside and some very good many kinds of toppings on it. It was really good. It's one of my favorite food I've ever tried in my entire life. I swear. I'm not joking for this one, at least. It was really good. I loved it. And now I now okay, yeah, after eating that, I had to deal with some Wi-Fi in my hotel room because Wi-Fi was not working. So I had to call some workers who are working at the hotel to help me to come up to my room and check if Wi-Fi is in the good condition or not. Yeah, and Everything was good. Everything went pretty good. And after that, I didn't really want to spend my time just lying on a bed, even though the bed was really good. Even though my whole room was really good. It was awesome. Awesome for the price. The food was really delicious. And everything was so good. But I didn't really want to spend my first night doing nothing on the bed, watching my smartphone, watching my YouTube, podcasts or things like that. Just like I, just like I, just like I do usually when I'm in Korea. That's what I do in Korea. Didn't want to do the same thing over and over again when I'm in China, when I'm traveling at least. So I went out to walk around the city. I was just trying to go to a shopping mall around there, even though I was not gonna buy anything, but I just wanted to like see what they sell and how the and condition of the shopping mall in China is. So, but I ended up not going to any shopping malls in China. Never visited at all. Um, and I was walking alone. I posted some TikTok, and I was like talking about like, oh, it's really good to travel alone actually, but at some point, I was really lonely. I had some friend. I needed some friends to travel with. So I tried to become friends with the person who were working at the hotel that I stayed in, and she was actually pretty good looking, and I wanted to be friends with her, but she didn't want to be friends with me somehow, and she was working, so I was walking around, and I found a place which sells some cigarette, alcohol, and tea, and I became a friend with the person who's working